All right, folks. It's getting colder outside. I'm a little under the weather today. That doesn't mean it's another time for some sports scholars. Oh, man. Matt's ready to go.
That time, baby. It's that time of year. Woo! Fresh workout. Feeling great. Unlike my counterpart here, my business partner. He's going to get back into the swing of things.
I'm
Welcome.
not feeling great, but Matthew is.
Yeah.
I'm a little under the weather, guys.
I'm feeling really great today. Do you want to know why, Safi? Do you want to know why I'm feeling great today?
Why are you feeling great?
First place, baby. Winner of this year's Base Fantasy Baseball Championship.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
huge.
baby. Big dub for the Danes. So happy.
Congratulations. Yeah, man, I forgot about that.
First one I've won in a couple of years. Baseball's one of the harder sports to win in fantasy just because we play rotisserie and it is very difficult.
It's very season-long.
Very
grind,
grinding,
guys.
very grinding. Safi found a lot of really competitive American players this year that know their baseball. So I'm pretty stoked to have won this championship and hopefully more to come. So I'm going to add that to my trophy case.
Yeah,
Eventually we're going to show you what our trophy cases look like, and they're pretty big between
Yeah.
the two of us.
That's bragging rights, and you're right, Matt. Baseball is definitely one of the hardest sports to win in terms of fantasy sports, just because it's a season-long grind, and every little thing that you do during the season culminates in a championship. Or sometimes, our good friend missed a money spot by 0.5 of a point.
Poor Mo, man.
Could be like an RBI or two at season end, but you don't notice those things halfway through the season. So
I didn't
huge
have to.
congratulations.
I didn't have to worry about that because I won by like 15 points. I dusted, but pretty happy about that. Anyways,
huge congratulations to Maddie, and that's bragging rights. That's another on the trophy case, and that's a good amount of pocket change as well. So that is pretty cool. On the topic of baseball, Matt,
Yeah.
you wanted to kind of touch on some things. I know we haven't talked about baseball yet this season.
this is Sports Scholars. We talk about all sports.
Yeah.
I just like to spend 5 minutes because I know we're really into the football, especially today.
Yeah.
I just like to add a couple little notes that I've been noticing on social media. There's been a lot of these analytics people and a lot of these experts, a couple of them on the bigger ones, some of them on TikTok, whatever. They're all saying that the Jays are going to get dusted by Seattle. They don't match up well against Seattle in any position. What?
Yeah. I don't know about that.
First base, Vladdy is better than Ty France. Their infield, Bo Bichette and Merrifield are two of the hottest players in the last 2 or 3 weeks against J.P. Crawford and whoever else they have going on there. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the advantage they have is at third base slightly with Eugenio Suarez over Matt Chapman.
I wouldn't even take Eugenio Suarez over Matt
Maybe as a clutch hitter, but definitely not defensively. Outfield, maybe Seattle has a little bit of an edge. Julio over Springer. Talent level, I don't know, man. Haniger's playing well right now, which is kind of over Tio. Catcher, we have an advantage. Pitching, you're going to have Castillo. My boy Robbie here against his Jays. It sucks, but Castillo, Robbie, and Gilbert as the starting three against Manoah, who's the hottest pitcher on the planet right now. 0.68 ERA in the month of September. And Stripling, whatever, mid of the rotation guy.
I think
and Gosman.
I think the only spot, that's a good point, Matt. I honestly think that the Jays are going to crush them offensively. I think the only spot that we lose is pitching-wise.
Where are we getting dusted, though? Look at the bullpen. Maybe they have a slightly better bullpen?
I think, we have Manoah, but Gosman's been really on and off.
Yeah.
And then who do we have after?
And I am scared to throw Barrios out there in high leverage situations because
Barrios
over 4
is
ERA.
Barrios is one of those, as soon as he faces good hitting, he gets blown the fuck up.
But any close games, man,
Yeah.
I'm trusting Jimmy Garcia, Romano to lock it down in the ninth.
Yeah.
If they can keep these games close, I take the Jays over Seattle.
I think the Jays over Seattle,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
I think that's a no-brainer. I think if you can get a plus 125 even on the Jays, you Jordan Jason
Yeah,
too.
I know.
I think you take the Jays money line on that. But yeah, I'm taking the Jays all day, guys.
I think
Okay.
they get dusted in the next round by Houston, but I think they beat Seattle.
Yeah.
This series.
I think pitching's it's gonna come down to pitching, and outside of Manoah, we just don't really have the firepower
Yeah.
to hold these teams down too long.
Yeah. Seattle and Jays are kind of built kind of the same. Their construction of their team. I just like these people that are like, oh, the Jays got swept in Seattle. You do realize that when they got swept by Seattle was on a 20-game winning streak. They are the hottest team in baseball, right? And at home.
Postseason's
The Jays get 3 games at home. It's going to be loud at Rogers Center. I'm hoping to get to go there. Maybe we'll see a game.
That'd be a good.
Like I maybe the Jays don't win, but they're not going to get dusted like everyone's saying that they're going to. I don't know. That's just my take on
I
things.
think the Jays win, and I don't think we're getting dusted. The only time I think we're going to lose a couple games, and I think it's going to be because some of our mid-tier pitching is not going to be as great. I don't think Ross Stripling can really perform super high-end like we thought he would.
Yeah.
He was being used as kind of a bullpen guy in Dodgers land. So,
but
now
he's consistent, though.
He's consistently consistent at being average.
He's a lot more trustworthy than Kikuchi. He's a lot more trustworthy than Mitch White. He's a lot more trustworthy than Barrios. Those are our 3 other starters.
Yeah, Kikuchi and Mitch White. Kikuchi's just a walking beach ball thrower, and Mitch White, he's okay. He's not even. I don't even think he's good. He's AAA now. So,
oh man,
and honestly, so I think we're gonna find tough times for that because pitching's gonna win this one, guys. The Jays, we have been hot and cold when it comes to hitting, but we have a vastly superior hitting team than Seattle. So maybe we can bomb a couple of 8-run scored games over them, and then if we can get to the back end of our bullpen where we have Romano and Yimi Garcia, I think we close those games out. But it's all going to be up to our offense to put up the runs. I just don't see us winning a 2-1 game versus Seattle with our pitching.
Yeah.
Maybe Manoah. We got him as our ace. Maybe after Manoah, we get one more solid start out of Guzman, who's a really good pitcher. But after those 2 games, it's pretty much like 30 games that we might lose in a row. Jose Barrios is really known for being on and off, so hopefully he's on. He gives us one of those 7-inning 12K games that I've owned him in fantasy many times before. Maybe he gives us one of those. So I still think we win. But let's get straight into football here, Matt. Do you want to start with the props tonight? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, Thursday night preview. We got the Colts and the Broncos, the 2 horsey teams. No Jonathan Taylor, no Javonte Williams. That was all the hype last week. That sucks. That really sucks. You got Matty Ice, who I love Matty Ice. I was named after Matty Ice, but the guy's done, man. He looks toast.
He scored. He did pass for. He is like 3rd in the NFL for 4th. What is he, like 5th or something like that for passing yards? He did throw 380 passing yards last
one game, yeah.
But he's averaging 281 passing yards, so he's on and off though.
Wow. Okay.
I would say Russell Wilson's a little bit more washed out.
Yeah.
What's going on typically? What's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, man? Hey, by the way, thanks so much for all the subscribers and supporters we got in the last couple days. Really appreciate you guys.
Guys.
The CPAT, some great follows there, man.
Yeah,
nice tweet. Really appreciate it, man.
Our good friend CPAT coming in the clutch, helping us out. It means a lot, man. Thank you so much.
It means so much to you guys that
we've known for a long time. We're looking here, So here's some stats just to look at, and we're not too huge on stats because we try and keep things a little bit more just kind of gut feelings here. But Colts are actually 6th pass yards per game. Denver's 19th at 245. So, what are you thinking in terms of your kind of
picks here? What my feeling is going to be game script wise?
Yeah.
I think the Colts aren't going to be able to run the ball with Nyheim Hines. Looks like they just signed Philip Lindsay, revenge game. No, he's not going to do much against the Broncos.
Yeah.
Broncos have a good front 7.
Although they did get torched last game. They got torched big time last game.
Against San Fran, a good running team.
No, against Didn't they just face the Raiders and Jacobs just lit them
Oh,
up?
Raiders. Yeah. That was a weird game, eh?
And he lit them up for like 150 rushing yards.
But Naheem Hines and Philip Lindsay, who hasn't played in a year, is not, or like 8 months, isn't the same as Josh Jacobs.
No, I agree. What are you thinking? Sorry for interrupting.
Honestly, man, I don't trust any of the running backs. I don't trust Melvin Gordon. I don't trust Philip Lindsay. I don't trust Mike Boone. Don't trust Naheem Hines. I don't even trust the money line, man. Like, obviously the Broncos are the favorite. They should win this game, but the Colts did upset Kansas City. They're a good team. They can win on primetime.
Yeah.
I don't even know who are taking that one. Honestly, this is a very confusing game. And I don't want to mislead anybody and give them like false picks based off stats. I mean, the stats look good for Indianapolis to throw the ball a lot in this game. But Michael Pittman's at 65 yards, 5.5 receptions. He's going to be up against Patrick Surtain. Man, like that's the only one that I kind of like is Michael Pittman at his receptions. Cortland Sutton at 5.5 is a lot. I like him at 65.5 receiving yards. He seems to be the go-to guy for Russell Wilson. Quarterback stat props. Man, like 230 for Wilson these days is a lot. Matt Ryan at 231. Might take the over on Matt Ryan pass attempts at 33.5. He's probably going to throw between 36 passes.
Yeah, I can see that happening for sure.
Maybe Matt Ryan over completions as well at 21.5.
So, yeah, one of the things that I like about you saying the pass attempts for Matt Ryan, guys, is keep in mind that Jonathan Taylor was, garnishing around 20 carries a game.
Yeah.
Dating back to last year. And he wasn't a huge receiving threat. Now you got Philip Lindsay and you got Naheem Hines, who both of those guys are more pass catchers than straight line ground and pound rushers. So at the very least, you're going to see a lot of checkdowns from Matt Ryan, and yeah, so I think you're onto something there for sure.
Typically, yeah, he's calling the Broncos dub. I think so too, man. I think so too.
Yeah, that's I'm really at a loss with who's gonna get the dub this game.
Yeah, for Pick'ems, it's hard for this Thursday nighter, man.
It's a tough one. I think Russell Wilson has to win this game.
So if I were to make picks, guys, it would be the quarterback picks I made.
So what is that?
Matt Ryan over attempts, Matt Ryan over passing yards. I'm going back to my well. I am 8 for 9, guys, in field goal game predictions this year. 8 for 9. I'm going back to the well. Over 2.5 field goals.
Yeah.
I think this is a field goal game. There's 2 good kickers. This is going to be a pretty tight defensive game, I think. 2 really great defenses. And I'm going Cortland Sutton over 65, which is a lot. I'm scared about that pick, but I'm going with that one. So only like 4 picks for me tonight. Maybe later on I might post on Twitter if I see any good defensive player props, if I do a little research on the defensive players. That's it for me though.
Yeah, I think that's great. Honestly, Matt, I think that's a good amount. Now I'm gonna give kind of mine. I think Russell Wilson goes over 231.5 passing yards in this game. I think that he just he has to put up a good game, man. Like this is going to be a tight game. It's not going to be a super high-scoring game. The over-under, I think, is set at 42. So that's on the main markets right now. It's set, exactly at 42. So you're probably looking at around 21 points apiece there. Someone's going to probably, actually on that mark, 42 is a great number to go over on because I can see a 24-21 game kind of panning out. Field goals is not a bad pick as well. The 3 field goals. If I was going yardage, I'm only taking Cortland Sutton, and I'm not taking his receptions, but I'm not taking Judy receptions at 4.5. It's too high. I would be taking, I'll double up on Michael Pittman Jr. at 5.5 and 61.5 reception yards. That's actually gone down.
By a couple yards, yeah.
By a couple yards, and it's plus 100. So actually, guys, that's weird. I'm still going to stick with it, but that's very strange. I earlier this morning was set at 64.5. So that's an extra 3 yards. Also, quarterback props wise, I'm going to go with the completions for, you can go completions for Russell Wilson at 19.5. That's a really juicy number. And Matt Ryan completions might not be too bad either at 21.5. So all those things considering, I'm going to give a spicy pick for you guys. This one is not one that I might be putting in my ticket, but it's one that if you guys are looking out for, Matt always has his field goals. This one is Naheem Hines, and it was at 68.5 rushing and receiving combined.
Not a bad pick for a receiving back, yeah.
He's a receiving back. He might get, 40, 30 will crack that, so I don't mind that one at all.
Yep. Nice picks, my friend.
Yeah, so that's it for me, guys.
Right on.
Let's get into our weekly previews.
Absolutely. So first game is the Giants and the Packers. The over-under is 41 points.
Well, the first game, Giants and the Packers.
Yeah.
So this game here,
should be self-explanatory. Should be.
Yeah.
Should be a dusting for Green Bay.
Packers are not, everyone's ranking them in top 4 for power rankings, and I don't see them being that good this year. I think this is going to be a closer game than expected. The reason for that is because Aaron Rodgers without Devontae Adams just hasn't been that great, guys.
Yeah.
So I think they're it's weird because it seems like they're really benefiting from an easy schedule so far.
I was going to say, look at the opponents they played. They beat the Bucks. But they beat the Bucks without all their wide receivers, right?
They beat the Bucks without all their wide receivers. They barely won that game.
They barely beat New England.
They barely beat New England without its quarterback.
Yeah.
They are really getting lucky.
They got dusted by Minnesota.
They got dusted by Minnesota.
A good team.
A decent team. These aren't, I don't know, how anyone can rank Green Bay in the top 4.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. They're a great defensive team, but they don't have a great offense.
Yeah, I agree.
So they're just getting really lucky, as are the Giants, though.
Yeah.
Mind you, I do think Green Bay takes this game and goes 4-1, just because it's going to be a battle of the quarterbacks, and Aaron Rodgers knows how to win games more than Daniel Jones does.
And they're at home. It's hard to
they're
lose
at home
at
in Lambeau.
Yeah. It's hard to lose at
So
Lambeau.
for me, I think they take this one.
Yeah.
It's going to be a low-scoring affair.
Yep.
But
I'm taking Packers as well. Yep.
But it's going to be a bit of a joke that they're 4-1, and then maybe the only other scenario is that the Giants go 4-1, because these are both teams that probably shouldn't be 4-1.
Buddy, talking about jokes, Falcons, Buccaneers, Bucks should dust this one. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Buccaneers take this one.
I was getting questions for fantasy from my brother and some other people asking me if they should use their number 1 waiver claim on Tyler Algier or Damian Williams or anything like that. And the only thing I had to say to them was, look at who they're playing the next 2 weeks while Cordarrelle Patterson is on IR. They play the Buccaneers' stout run defense this week. They play the San Francisco shutdown run defense next week.
Yeah.
They play somebody else who's really good after that. And I'm like, it's not worth adding these guys using your number 1 claim on guys that are in a 3-man committee and they're not great.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Save your number 1 claims, guys, for also known RB1s or wide receiver ones.
Honestly,
that happens with injuries.
Honestly, somebody dropped Devontae Smith first week after A.J. Brown went off, and I picked him up because I'm like,
yeah.
How do you not want a piece of that offense? There's going to be games where he blows up.
Yeah, well, keep in mind, you get someone like Devontae Smith, and then A.J. Brown gets injured, and then now you got yourself a locked-in wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
You get yourself Tyler Algiers and all that stuff, and you're not really getting yourself an RB1. Tom Brady's wife divorcing him because he looks washed. That's a funny comment, typically one. You know what's interesting is that I've been watching Tom Brady my whole life for a very long time. I said this last podcast, and I noticed that he's been reacting very differently this year. The guy seems very stressed out, so hopefully...
apparently we know why.
Hopefully... I think he looks more upset in game because he's dealing with more stress outside of the game. I don't think he's washed because of what's happening outside of the game.
Yeah.
I think his decision to return to the field has caused more stress for him on the field and off the field, which is why, and this is just me with my tinfoil hat, because coming up with theories, which is why, like, when he's not winning these games where people dropping passes, he's a little bit more annoyed because Tom Brady's sacrificing a lot to be playing this season.
Yeah.
He's come out and said that it's been difficult on his family. His wife has said that, so if he's playing for really just another championship, like, he wants to fucking win.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's good take.
So this is probably why he's not as happy when things are not going well right now. So I do feel for him because that's got to be stressful. Yeah. AF, and
that's a good take, man.
That.
So Buccaneers got stomped.
I think the Bucs
KC.
take this game.
They take this one.
Yeah.
Mariota looks like a Justin Fields. He's brutal, man. He's a brutal quarterback right now.
I haven't watched as many Atlanta games, but I know that last year he wasn't that
he
great.
He only completed like 14 passes last game.
That's still better
like
than Justin Fields.
Oh my god.
Justin Fields can't get over 10.
Oh my god. So we're both in agreement about the Bucs. All right.
Okay.
Bears Vikings.
Bears Vikings.
Justin Fields against Minnesota defense. Nah, I'm taking Vikings in this one.
Vikings.
Yeah, 100%.
Justin Fields is not an NFL starting quarterback.
Sorry.
I'm sorry to all the Bears fans. I wish you the best in getting him into NFL starting quarterback level. When yours over under and Justin Fields is set at 13 and you lock him over and you're still hitting under. This is they're showing all these funny stats with him being in comparison to less passing yards in total than Tyreek Hill, and everyone's making excuses. Guys, let me just finish the excuses for people who are making excuses about the Bears' offensive line. Justin Fields, go search this up, has the most time in pocket to pass the ball. He has the time to pass the ball. He's not doing it. Mm-hmm. It's not his offensive line, guys. Mm-hmm. Stop making that excuse for him. He's averaging 3 seconds. I went and researched it myself. He's averaging 3 seconds on average per pass in pocket. That's why his rushing's doing so well, man. You can't keep blaming the offensive line because you know what, guys? They're not the only team in the NFL that has a bad offensive line. He's literally the only quarterback in the NFL that can't make it over 13 pass completions.
So a lot of it's more play decision, play recognition.
It's play recognition and the ability to get the ball
and overcoming pressure.
And overcoming pressure without the need to scramble and get yourself out of the pocket and make really bad throws.
Yeah.
If you put Andy Dalton behind that Bears line
or Nick
at
Foles,
300 years old, he'd probably get over 13 pass completions. This isn't, stop blaming their offensive line. Stop making excuses for this guy. This guy cannot pass the ball. So, enough's enough. Seriously. I hate that because offensive linemen, I feel like they're just always nicked on as a scapegoat for everyone's issues, and that's not the case.
That's a good take, man. So basically what to sum up what Safi just stated, Justin Fields sucks. So Vikings in this one. I did receive a question. Do you start Khalil Herbert this week only if Montgomery is not playing?
Yeah. No, you rock solid Khalil Herbert this week.
Do you start anybody else on Chicago? Maybe Darnell Mooney has a pulse again. I don't know, man. After last week,
50-50 with Darnell Mooney.
Detroit Patriots. Detroit over-under is 45.5 points. I think that is a lot. Now, Detroit is the highest scoring team in the NFL, but they've also allowed the most points in the NFL. How about
that? It's Detroit, New England, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think this is going to be as high scoring of a game. I think Belichick is going to grind it out. Is Mac Jones back this week?
No.
He's not?
As far as I know, he's not playing. They might be rolling with that third-string quarterback, but we might need to check the updates on that one. There is nothing yet.
So then New England's going to try and run out the clock, guys, and they're going to try and keep Detroit's offense off the field, and their defense clearly can't stop anything. So they might have their way with another Damian Harris or Ramondre Stevenson, like 40 touches, ridiculousness this game.
Detroit is the favorite on the road. I like what you're saying, though, about they're going to manage the clock with the run game. I think that Bill Belichick is in Jared Goff's head after the Super Bowl, and he's going to devise a good scheme for him. I'm taking the Patriots in this one.
I'm taking the Patriots.
Yeah.
I'm a Patriots fan, mind you, but even without that clouded judgment,
I hate the Patriots, and I'm taking the Patriots.
I'm taking the Patriots.
That's the first underdog pick of the day.
Yeah.
Not the favorite.
Yeah, I know. Which is sad because Detroit's so much fun and all that stuff, but they just can't pull the wins together.
No DeAndre Swift. Yeah.
Yeah.
Houston, Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville rebounds after being dusted by Philly last week, but you never know. It's a divisional game.
By the way, Matt, if we had to put someone on the money line tonight for Denver, Indianapolis, who would you be picking?
Putting talent, going off of talent level on paper.
Yeah, just to give people a money line.
Without Jonathan Taylor, I'm taking the better quarterback, the better offense.
Better quarterback. That's a risky statement.
I'm taking Denver money line tonight.
Yeah, I'm sick. I literally just tossed on a hat because my hair's not done. This Yankees hat is my gym Yankees hat. So I have like 3 of them. They get so yoked, bro. Like as soon as they get so bad, like so quickly. I have like 4 of them. And then no matter what, it's like 3 gym sessions later, and it's all like sweat, broken down. Yeah, I was like, but I wanted to get the content out today. Matt's like, hey, do you want to take a day off? I'm like, no days off for me, man.
That's right, buddy.
I don't care. I'd rather look like crap and give you guys the good content than
that's dedication right there, guys.
pretty up and then give you guys no content.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, though. Trust me, I noticed. Yeah, I would probably take Denver, guys. Straight up. I think Denver kind of needs to win this one. I think Indianapolis might have an excuse without Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
And Matt Ryan's not going to pan out. You can see headlines, where do Indianapolis go from here with Matt Ryan? Like, where do they go from here? And they'll win some more games.
Yeah.
They're not gonna lose the rest of the season out. Let's go to Pittsburgh Buffalo.
No, I had Houston, Jacksonville we were talking about.
Oh, you, not the hat. No, bro.
Yo, I'm swole boy.
Yo, you just look at this guy. Now you show. Let's look at this guy.
Buddy, compare it to my guy. Typically, man.
This guy's
I'm just
nutty.
like I'm a small boy.
No,
small
this guy's
boy.
Nutty. I gotta get back in the gym.
You should see.
Bro.
Typically, man. He is
Typically, I'm better.
Rich Piana, without the roids.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
boy. Big boy.
I'm recovering from a torn Achilles, guys. So I've been out of the gym for 3 months, and I'm also recovering from some kind of flu symptoms from my girlfriend, which is never fun.
Yeah.
But I'll get back into it. This boy here, though, this guy is like literally powerlifting national champion for bench lifting. So bench pressing, yeah.
That was a couple of years ago. Maybe somebody broke the record now, but
that was
a good time.
I was there for him. Thanks, though, man. Appreciate it.
Houston, Jacksonville. I'm taking Jacksonville in this one. Rebound after getting beaten down last week. Over under is 43.5.
I'll take Jacksonville as well. I think that Houston 0-4-0-1. That's kind of sad. You know, I was hit the nail on the head last week when it comes to hey Arlo, stop. Nope, that's Mama's shoe. Don't you do that. I know Mama's not home to see you, but you're not allowed. Anyways, yeah, I think it's a little sad that Houston, which is actually playing better than some of these teams. I mean, honestly, guys, I think Houston's playing better than, some of these teams like Atlanta. Some of these teams like, I dare I say the Giants.
Atlanta has a couple wins, though. They both.
That's what I mean. They just
doesn't matter how
getting
well. It doesn't
unlucky.
matter
They're just
how
not
well
getting
they
any
play.
wins, man. They're just not getting any wins.
They fight
Houston's
hard.
playing better than Carolina.
Oh, 100%.
That's for sure.
Oh, 100%.
And Carolina's 1-3.
Would you have Davis Mills or Baker Mayfield, former first-round pick, on your team?
Davis Mills for sure.
All day.
But I still think they lose to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Just taking Jacksonville as well. Let's go Tennessee, Washington. This is an interesting one. This can be tough.
Tennessee, it looks like they're back on track after 0-2 start. They got a little rhythm again. They lost Treylon Burks for a couple weeks, but Robert Woods seems to be the wide receiver one in that team.
Is Burks injured this week?
Yeah, he's out for he's in a walking boot, so I doubt he's playing.
Okay.
Henry looks like he's back. Carson Wentz looks brutal after a couple good games. I'm taking Tennessee on the road to continue their hot streak. Vrabel.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to take Washington on the rebound.
Okay.
I think they're going to go 2-3, and Tennessee's going to match them at 2-3.
Ooh.
I think Carson Wentz has a little bit more left in the tank, and he gives up a decent game. That being said, guys, I'm interested to see what the Robert Woods props are, just hearing what you said there, because he's going to be peppered early and often in this game.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, and there's definitely going to be a lot of rushing out of Derrick Henry. So he might be set at something ridiculous though, like 100.
I don't think that. I don't think he's gonna be set at that yet.
Miami Jets.
Obviously,
put our lights up for Tua.
Tua, my dude. Heal up.
Fucking Tuca.
Tuca, blah, blah, blah. Heal up, quick, my dude. That was a pretty brutal injury,
yeah.
And nobody ever wants to see somebody mangled like that laying on the field.
Yeah.
Quick recovery for him.
I think Miami takes this.
I think any other game, Miami would take this in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think twice. Bridgewater, he's an adequate backup goalie. I think they win this
backup quarterback.
I take them over the Jets this game.
This guy's this guy's dreaming baseball, talking hockey.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. Zach Wilson's honestly not as good as Bridgewater. That's what it comes down for me.
Who's that?
Zach Wilson.
Who's that?
Oh, that's right.
Don't you mean Zach Milfson?
No. That's a dad joke, guys.
Lock up your moms. He's coming for you.
Over under on dad jokes from Matty Danes here. Yeah, I don't see
divisional game. I don't see a path where the Jets win this one.
Go ahead. Yeah,
40 over under 46. So they're expecting this to be like a 28-24 game, kind of. I could see that.
I think Miami's just more talented at every facet of the ball.
Yeah.
Minus running back, Breece Hall's looking good.
Yep.
Like, Breece Hall's questionable in this game.
Yep.
So I think Miami takes this one.
Yep.
Better on defense.
Yep.
Better on offense.
Yep.
And a good system that's going there.
Yes.
All right, let's go next. We're going to go San Francisco, Carolina.
Ooh.
I'm just going to go San Francisco.
Yeah, you need to think twice about that. just the vision of Baker Mayfield, daunting, looking at that daunting defense, Fred Warner, Bosa.
Yeah.
That boy is going to be shaky at the legs.
I just don't see him. I think he might end up with a shoulder injury this match and
he's
just
so bad.
Take a couple weeks off because he's going to go 1-4 and he's going to need some sort of excuse to why he's 1-4. Yeah. So it's going to be takes a hit from Bosa, shooken up, leaving the field.
He's going to need
but
some
we all know
moral
what's
support.
Injured, guys.
He's going to need some moral support.
We all know what's injured.
I'm expecting like 4 or 5 sacks in this one against him probably.
Yeah, I think sacks over on that one.
San Fran looks elite, man. They look like a Super Bowl contender.
Jimmy G, man.
He looks consistent. He's not flashy, but he gets the job done, man. Debo is on another plan. I've been trying to get Debo in fantasy from everybody. Nobody's giving him up, but I love Debo. He's one of my favorite players, man.
Yeah. We actually went through a 4:05 game there, guys, so I apologize. We missed a couple of the 1 p.m. games, so we're going to have to go back here and do a couple 1 p.m. games. Debo, man, I've offered people crazy amounts for Debo. He ended up going for DeAndre Swift in one of my keeper leagues, and then I ended up getting DeAndre Swift for Pickens and like a second and Spiller. Like it was. I did.
Dynasty though.
I think as dynasty.
Wouldn't recommend that in a redraft.
No, not in a redraft. I mean, Pickens can honestly burn me on that one. I didn't want to give up Pickens. I'm really, really, really high on Pickens, but that's an offer that I cannot refuse. If you guys give me offers I cannot refuse, I shall be taking offers I cannot refuse.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Buffalo.
Oof. I think the over-under is 46.5. I think that this one stays closer only because Pittsburgh's defense is good. They have a horrible offense, but I think that last year they stunned Buffalo. They beat Buffalo like 17-16 or something like that because their defense is really good. Buffalo still wins this game, obviously. I'm taking Buffalo. The over-under, though, at 46.5, it's going to be a little tight.
I am super excited for the props in this game, guys, because I feel like Kenny
too.
Pickett's going to be way better than Trubinsky. At the very least, he's going to throw a lot of INTs, and then he's going to also throw a lot of yards. So I'm obviously taking Buffalo over Pittsburgh. I don't think that's a question. I do think that it is going to be a high-scoring game. I think that 46 points is about where you can expect it.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Just like to point out that according to Safi, who did analytics for this past week's prop show, apparently I swept the board on the Buffalo Bills prop game.
Yeah, so pick'ems wise, like if we were doing hunt, Matt and I are going just to pick'ems now. So we're just going to give you guys, you're listening into this podcast, you're going to be getting pick'ems obviously for every game you've probably listened in so far. Write it down, make a note of it, use that for your tickets, use that for, win $1 million, get a perfect ticket type thing. Matt nailed it for Buffalo last week. I want to give him some props. A couple things that he said, mind my voice. He said that Buffalo would win, that it would be a close game, and that Mark Andrews is not going to put up the stats that we're used to seeing because Matt Milano's a good defensive linebacker. Mark Andrews had 2 for 5 for something like 10 yards. Buffalo won. I took Baltimore, and I was back and forth. Like, I knew it was going to be close. And Matt just swept the board in that game.
I called Duvernay. I called Diggs.
Yeah, he called Duvernay. He called Diggs. Mind you, we both nailed it on the exact week, dating back to the beginning of the season, on when Trubinsky was going to get benched.
Show us the money,
we
baby.
Said,
Show us
we
the
actually
money.
Said by week 5,
Woo!
we were expecting the over-under. I think I said at 4 games for Trubinsky.
Yeah, 4 or 5 games for sure.
Yeah, and then you said over. You said week 5, and week 5 is exactly on the head when he's getting benched. And last week I also said that this is the last week we're going to see Trubinsky if they lose, and it's the last week we saw Trubinsky and they lost.
Absolutely.
So, just a couple things that,
some great takes, guys.
Back to the future. We're looking into the future here.
Apparently.
We got Chargers Cleveland. This is going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, me too. Cleveland's been unlucky, but so have the Chargers. Over-under is 47.5. I'm taking Chargers in this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cleveland did win at home. They are a lot better running team. No Bosa on the Chargers. That's a huge loss for them. Chargers have a better defense, though. Cleveland just lost to Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. I think that the Chargers take this one, guys. It's going to be a battle of the better quarterbacks, and Chargers can actually move the ball if they ended up going behind. But I do think Cleveland is looking dangerous the way that they're moving the ball, just because their run game is so strong. Also, Joey Bosa is out for pretty much the year, guys. So they're missing Bosa. They're missing some key pieces there. So Chubb's still definitely going to get his. And
is there something you'd like to add?
He says, I like the Browns because I'm a brown doggy.
Oh, because he looks like a pit bull.
Yes.
A Cleveland pit bull.
What are you talking about the dog pound here?
Jeez.
But,
all right.
Guys,
that's a good take. All right. Seahawks Saints.
Man, what's going on with Geno Smith? Is he revitalized or I'm not sure.
This is a feel-good story, man. I love it. He's finally getting a chance to be a starter again and prove himself after like 8 years or something.
Yeah.
And he's ranked 16 in fantasy right now. He's better than Russell Wilson.
I don't even need to look at the over-under for this game, guys. I'm going field goals over.
Yeah. yeah.
Field goals over 2.5.
Yeah.
So
the over-under is 46. There's a lot of high-scoring games. It's higher than the San Francisco Panthers, which is 39. What? Okay. I don't want to waste too much time on this game. If Jameis Winston comes back, I'm taking the Saints. If not, I'm taking Seattle in this one, even on the road.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to take Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a feel-good story, and I'm going to take Seattle. New Orleans' defense is pretty damn good, though.
Yep.
So, you know what? If Jameis Winston comes back, I will take the Saints as well.
Yep. My Cowboys and the Rams in the afternoon game. Cowboys on the road, over-under 43.
This is going to be probably one of the games of the week.
Yep. Cooper Rush, man, guy looks like an elite backup. He looks like one of the better backups in the league. I honestly thought when Dak went down, our season was done. We were screwed. Yeah. But Rush has brought some hope back to Dallas. Saying that, the Rams just got embarrassed by a divisional team that in San Francisco. Rams they're a weird team right now, eh? They're like, they have nobody else to throw to except for Kupp and Higbee.
Yeah,
They got no run game. They have no other receivers. Allen Robinson is who they're paying like $50 million, isn't doing anything.
I think the Rams do take this one.
I think so too.
And I think that's going to be the what Dallas needs to justify putting Dak Prescott back in after paying him so much money. I think it's going to be the loss they can be like, okay, well, now we're back to Prescott. Because I feel like they may have rushed Prescott back if Cooper Rush wasn't undefeated.
Yeah.
But because he's undefeated, it looks bad.
Yeah.
And if Dak Prescott did come back, this is politics, guys. I think if Dak Prescott came back and then they lost versus a very good Rams team, then they would look almost like it would create internal problems with people being like, okay, well, Rush was undefeated, and now Prescott comes back and is losing every game.
Yeah.
And then we don't want that sort of they don't want that sort of pressure. So I think they really want Prescott to be fully healthy.
Yeah, but
because he was aiming for
it
this.
It doesn't get easier than that. Do you know who they play after that? These next 2 weeks, they play the Rams and they play the Eagles.
Yeah, but at least you're gonna have.
Would you rather him start against the Rams or the Eagles?
If Rush wins this game, I think that's going to cause problems.
QB controversy.
I think that's going to cause problems in Dallas. I think that's going to cause problems. Yeah. Because this is the thing that Rush is doing, is that he's playing the type of football that Dallas needs to play to win games.
Yeah.
Whereas Dak Prescott is, without a doubt, a flashier quarterback.
Yeah.
But he also does, I'm looking back to last season, plays that lose games.
Yeah.
He scores a lot, but he gets intercepted more. He makes miscues getting the ball to the line. He, goes 3 and out, I feel like, on worse scenarios.
Extremely volatile.
Extremely more volatile, and that's not the winning scenario. That's not the winning recipe for Dallas. Whereas Cooper Rush is giving out a winning recipe for Dallas.
Yeah, he's playing consistent football. I agree with that take. And I'm a Cowboys fan. I love Dak. Do I think that they should have paid him what they did? It's kind of like the Leafs. They gave in to these players' demands and they paid them what they wanted when the value wasn't that high. They paid Nylander too much. They paid Marner too much. Matthews, he deserves all that money. They paid Tavares too much. Same for the Cowboys. They paid Zeke too much because he wanted a king's ransom after 1 good season, 2 good seasons. And they paid Dak because he says he loves the Cowboys. If you love the Cowboys, and you as much as you say you do, you're taking a hometown discount, bro, to make this team better. But he didn't. Say like Brady. I just like to finish my rant here. Brady, as much as I hate him, when he played for the Patriots and when he won all those championships, the one thing I respect about Brady is that he understood the winning culture and all about how his team, they weren't going to spend a lot. They weren't a huge spending team. Every time a player had a career year, they got rid of them because they wanted more money. And Brady knew that to keep a championship team together, competitive team every single year, that he would need to sacrifice a cut in his pay, and he did multiple years. I think he took some pay cuts.
Yeah.
So I respect the hell out of him for that. If you really love a team like you say you do, and you want to win, you need to fill the foundation everywhere else. You can't just focus on one player. Like for the Chiefs, they're going to be screwed in a couple of years because of that Mahomes contract.
Yeah.
They already are because they had to get rid of Hill. Now they're playing well right now, but once Kelsey does a full decline, they're going to be pretty screwed after that because they're going to be stuck with that massive quarterback contract because they can't spread the money anywhere else. Anyways, that's my rant.
I disagree respectfully, and I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why I disagree. I agree on some points, but I disagree on some. I agree that Brady taking a contract decline is noble, and it was a great thing for the teams that he played with. But mind you, Brady's 20 years into the league, and he's also a billionaire. His wife, Giselle, makes more than him.
This is true.
And he has more money than he knows what to do with. So winning a championship really is the only thing that can appease to him. You look at Dak Prescott. You look at Kyler Murray. You look at Lamar Jackson coming up. You look at Pat Mahomes.
Jalen Hurts.
These are all guys that have not yet gotten that big contract.
Yeah.
So these are guys that football is a business, and these owners are making billions of dollars. These guys are bringing in about $1 billion just from the fact that they bring in so many people by making their team so successful. You need to, as a player, look at some of these older contracts. You see people getting paid peanuts, but they're performing so well, and once your contract's over, once you are older, once you get injured like Dak Prescott got injured, you're never going to get these contracts again. So you have to look after yourself. You got to put yourself first. You got to get that bag. You got to get that money. If you're a Brady, here's where I disagree. If you're a Rodgers and you already have $1 billion in the bank because you've been playing for 20 years and you lose Adams, that's a little different because you've lost Adams, you've lost your ability to really secure a championship because you wanted to make an extra $5 million. You're already like a billionaire. But if you're going for your first big time contract, you should be getting as much money as possible because Mahomes deserves it. Mahomes gets injured and he goes down, he took a pay cut on his first big contract, he's never getting that again. Yeah. You know what I mean? If Murray gets injured, he's never getting that again. Yeah. And then these guys really do get thrown away to the side after their injuries because football's a business. Yep. So
that's a good take.
You want to make sure that you look after yourself and your family first. If you're 20 years down the road and you're still not taking pay cuts, I think that's a different story than if you're getting your first big paycheck in the league. Lamar Jackson's getting paid peanuts for what he actually brings to that Baltimore City, what he brings to the Ravens. That guy deserves the bag. He should get the bag.
Same as Aaron Judge, who just broke the record.
Aaron Judge, go get that bag.
They wouldn't pay him. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, they wouldn't pay
Once
him.
These guys are paid up, if they're playing 20 years later and they're still commanding $50 million a year, that's a way different story, guys.
Yeah. No, that's a really great take, man.
So
I love that.
That's what I think regarding that.
See, we're always not always going to be in agreement, or we're going to have our different opinions, and that's what makes us the sports. Oh no,
it's in the bedroom. You go grab it.
Anyways, well, we can just go off mine, right?
Okay, yeah.
The last two games, Eagles and Cardinals. Who are you liking in this one, my guy?
Eagles, guys.
Yeah. Kyler Murray. If you have him in fantasy, I have him on one of my teams. You just turn off the TV or you change to a different game for the first half because he's absolutely brutal. And then in the second half, he decides to play football and he puts up respectable fantasy numbers. That's what I noticed so far, having Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Eagles take this one. They stay undefeated. They're on the road. Cardinals defense sucks. Yada, yada. Let's move on to the Sunday Nighter. This one a little close to my heart because Bengals are my second favorite team, and they're against the Ravens. This is going to be a hell of a Sunday night. I can't wait to bet on this game.
What is it? Sorry?
Bengals-Ravens. Sunday night.
Ravens. Oh, this is always going to be a good game, guys.
Over-under is 48.5, almost 50 points.
Cool. Yeah, I can see that happening for sure.
I don't know who to take in this one. My gut.
I'm going to take the Ravens.
My gut check tells me Ravens, but my heart says, Bengals made it to the Super Bowl last year for a reason.
I'm taking the Ravens, guys. I think the Ravens are playing with a lot of heart. Yeah. I love where they're going, and we can go from there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully they kick the field goal on fourth down this time instead of trying to go for it on 4th and 7, you idiots.
I know. I like where they're going. Yeah, they're just cool. Man, that was a really bad call, though. You know what's crazy is that everyone was like, that shows that he doesn't have any confidence in his defense. Why is there a lack of confidence in his defense, though? The score was 20-20. You held the Bills the entire game to 20 points. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
It's not like it's like 45-35 and you're going for them 4th down because your defense is giving up 45 points.
Man.
To, by the way, one of the best offenses in the NFL.
Yeah.
They held the Bills to 20 points.
Yeah.
That's very good, man. That's like, why is everyone shitting on the defense because of that? And then they go for it on 4th down because they've held them to 20 points?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me, man. That's less than a touchdown per quarter on the Buffalo Bills, which is a very, very good offense. That doesn't make sense to me.
You go for it on 4th down, and you expect your defense to hold up against Buffalo's best offense.
They only got a field goal.
To get a kick, go down to the field and kick a field goal.
Tyler Bass, this doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it, man.
Yeah. Is that it?
Do you want to save the Monday Nighter for props on Sunday?
What is the Monday Nighter?
Las Vegas Raiders versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay. No, we might as well just do this, and then we'll go to
props routes.
My girl's got to wait an entire day to watch her Vegas on Monday.
Maybe we should go get some wings and beers with Jay.
Ooh, I'm down for that.
On Monday.
Let's get her done.
Yeah. It's Thanksgiving, actually.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Raiders and Chiefs. Sorry, honey.
Chiefs.
Love the Raiders.
Sorry, Jay.
Yeah, they won. They got a big win last week against the Broncos, but the Chiefs, and they do play the Chiefs hard. They have beaten them in the last couple of years, but Chiefs look, after what they did to the Bucs, that Bucs defense, they look pretty strong.
Actually, you know what?
Oh.
I'm going to take the... Give me a second here. No, you're right. It's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It's the Chiefs.
He had to take a double take. He's like, ah!
It's the Chiefs, guys.
Yeah.
I was going to say I'll take the risky one on that, but that would be the second time this year I took a risky one on Kansas, and I just don't see him losing to the Colts and the Raiders. So we're going to do that. I think that's it in terms of what we have for games.
Go to the site with our...
So guys,
Nice.
that's wrapped up another episode of
What a great
Sports
episode.
Scholars.
That was so much fun. An hour
tons of
just
fun.
goes by like nothing. We covered a lot, guys. Come back on Sundays if you want to make some money. We're already up big.
Hopefully I'm better by Sunday. You know, I've actually passed the sickness so we can give you some clear-headed thoughts. Matt Danes, you got Safi here. This is Sports Scholars. We look forward to seeing you guys again. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for dropping by. Shout out to Typically One. Shout out to Jay Sousa. Shout out to CPAT for all the help you've been giving us, man. And we will see you on Sunday.